And welcome back, folks, to Movie Nerds. My name is Tom. I'm here with my special guest, as always, Dave. Today we are going to be reviewing episode 9, I believe, of Andor. We're going to learn about a little bit about what Nazism,
Nazism,
or whatever.
Nazism,
Come
Nazism.
join us. Hey, Dave, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a while. We've talked maybe a week ago almost, right?
That was about a week ago.
Yeah, but we also did I put another podcast. Let's just do a plug in now. It's a Simple Man's Gospel. It is a for spiritual things. If you are into that type of podcast, you can join us.
We need more than just movies. We need more. We need substance.
Yeah, it's really fun and really you learn a lot of things, even though between just you and I. But I think people can relate to some of our stories and some of our experience too. But yeah, go check it out. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. Simple Man's Gospel, where we talk about Christ. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to Movie Nerds. We are. I'm getting close to not wanting to do YouTube anymore. Yeah, got my lighting. It's a little bit different now. That's a little bit more bright.
Yeah, it looks better.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Movie Nerds. We're doing our best. I think sometimes, I don't know. I have 3 kids. Dave has 5, and we have a life. This is something that we just do for fun, and it's just like a hobby. But I don't get that much subscribers. I don't get a lot of views on YouTube. And because I don't put all into it, to be honest, this is just for fun. And so sometimes it does get tiring.
Yeah, man, when you're doing all the editing,
and I don't do, but here's the thing though. I don't even do that much editing. Like I don't like editing because I just like my show to be raw. And if we say something, it's just that's the way it is.
You're the writer, you're the producer, you're the editor, you're the social media promoter. So you're doing everything.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get, when you have to do all the posts and do all the editing, it gets tough when you're doing all the work.
So I'm not in the game like the younger generation, because they've been at it for years, and some of these are making millions of dollars on YouTube for making content. And so for me, this is just for fun. And so, but sometimes fun takes a lot of my time, and I wish I can be I wish I can be with Dave in studio together in the same place.
That would make things cool.
Make things even better, I think. And so, but that's impossible. I am recording out of my wife's studio, which is her cake making. So she's been in the game, Instagram game for 2 years.
How many thousands of followers?
She has 97,000 at this moment.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So
it's good work, Whitney.
Yeah, so she's gonna hit 100,000 by the end of the year, I'm pretty sure, or maybe by the beginning of the year. And so, but yeah, so she's I've been doing this since 2017, folks. I haven't gotten up to 100 subscribers yet, so this is. But anyways, it's okay. It's the road to 100. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and let us know what we can do. What we can review and what you want us to review. And so
I'll put a plug in for my other stuff.
Go for
my mountain biking stuff. It's totally unrelated to this, but I'm trying to get some mountain biking stuff going. So if you're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, those are the 3 platforms I'm on. Local_MTBR, local mountain biker. So
mountain biking is,
again, just for fun.
I've seen so many video people crashing and falling off cliffs. I'm like,
that's what people like, though. That's what gets all the views and the shares and the likes, if you can believe it.
But if you're dead, how are you gonna see people looking at you?
Exactly. Well, it gets shared and then reshared and reshared, and then it goes viral. And then whoever is getting the reels kickback from that.
Yeah, I don't know if I rather face a 250 pound linebacker than to face a clip.
Face an immovable cliff face.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. No, I get that. I don't do anything crazy. I really don't. I'm so new at mountain biking. I just like recording and editing. It's fun.
I do have a friend. His name is John Lee, who goes mountain biking all the time, and he's trying to get us to go. I think he realized I probably don't not gonna go, so he stopped inviting
Finally
me.
stopped inviting
And
you.
it's just like I'm just like, it's not for me. Like I told him, if you play golf, you can come, but golf is a little bit more. Although I can make a case, mountain biking is
Oh, mountain
very
biking
expensive.
is so expensive.
But
So
the thing is,
expensive.
you buy the bike though. After that, everything else is free. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
you can.
except for maintenance and
Well, I
sealant and
mean,
new shoes and
it's the
new
same thing.
tires.
Okay, same thing with golf. Like
Yeah.
there's accessories, there's something you maintenance and stuff.
But you can rent golf clubs, right? If you go to
Yeah, but
right.
why would you want to rent it? Like, but
Well,
I
but
mean,
if you don't do it often, right? So if you
yeah,
invite somebody, like I don't have a set of clubs, and if I'm ever where you are and you invite me to go golfing, I'll just rent a set,
yeah,
right? But you can do the same with mountain biking.
that's true. But
So if you don't have a mountain bike,
but do you really want to ride somebody else's bike instead of yours? Like you
so
could
here's the
come on.
thing. Yes, though, right? Like if I were to travel and I don't have like the means or I don't have the stuff to pack up a bike and travel with it, especially if I'm flying. Let's say if I go to somewhere like Switzerland and I want to ride in the Swiss Alps, I'm gonna rent a bike because it's not convenient for me. It'd be way cheaper for me to just rent a bike than it would for me to take my
Okay.
bike. And you go to the right shop, they'll size you up for the right rental. They'll set it up, the suspension up for your weight. So if you go to the right shop, it'd be just as good of an experience as riding your own bike, if not better. I can't say the same for clubs though.
That's different because clubs, you want to fill your clubs.
Right,
That's
exactly.
I
was gonna say I can't say the
so
same for clubs.
So I guess the question is, which sport is more expensive?
I don't know if you can make a case for either. They're both expensive.
Well, here's the thing,
because golfing you got to pay for your green fees, right? And
there
your
you
car
go.
rental and
There you
and all that.
go.
But
there
if you get into
go.
mountain biking, especially like downhill, you're going to a resort, so you got to pay for a lift ticket.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta have gear for like if you crash, you want to have your back protected. You want your head and face full protected.
Yeah.
So you got you got to get lift tickets for most of the big resorts.
That's interesting. I want to know what would cost more.
We'll have to do a cost breakdown. We'll do it on my other YouTube.
There you go. You can just do it on your own. Just see what's more expensive.
I'll just preface that I had a conversation with you about it and we'll figure out what's the more expensive sport.
Yeah. The other sport. Let me plug this in. Okay. So I watch a lot of sports. I watch basketball. I watch football. I watch baseball sometimes, but baseball is a dying sport, at least in America. No, I really watch it. Like you're gonna say it's it's American pastime. Yeah, it's in the past. Let's leave it in the past. It's not.
It's the pastime.
It's not. It's not the most expensive. I know this is a movie channel, but I like to talk sports sometimes. But
yeah.
I feel like people think that there's some people that wants to argue that baseball is still more popular. Folks, football owns a day. Let's just get that out of the way.
Right.
Baseball does not own the day.
Basically a national holiday.
Yeah. So football is more popular. I can make a case NBA is getting more popular, whether it be for a negative reason or positive. That's still publicity, you know. And so
hey, controversial stuff gets views too.
Yeah. So this is unorthodox. I usually don't talk about it, but I want to make a case for my team. I've been a follower of the Kansas City Chiefs for the past since 1993. Now, why 1993?
Long time fan.
I used to be a 49ers fan, but I was more of a Joe Montana fan than anything.
Okay.
I think, in my honest opinion, Tom Brady is not the GOAT to me. It is Joe Montana. You're going to say, oh, he has 7 rings. He cheated. I don't care what you say. Cheaters, cheaters, cheaters. You benefit from cheating to win. So therefore, you are disqualified as the GOAT. I don't care if you were in on it. You still benefit from cheating.
Deflate gate. Is what
and then you have the deflate gate too. You benefit from Bill Belichick videotaping people. You also let the air out a little bit so your hand can grip better because Tom Brady has a small hand.
Oh
yeah. And his now his ring finger is less heavier because he's no longer married. What a freaking idiot. You already made. Look, I'm not here to judge Tom Brady. He's I am judging him, damn it. But Like
or review the movie on
you
his life. There's sure to be a made-for-TV movie about this at some point,
oh, they
right?
made a documentary about him, and
Did they?
before he even retired, and they
Okay.
made a mistake because they thought that he was going to win the Super Bowl, so they kind of the last episode came out
No.
like months later. Yeah, idiot. Anyways, you have nothing to accomplish. Most of the people out there who really doesn't know football think you're the goat, and you're not. People who knows football would understand that cheating does matters. But anyways, you already accomplished all this. You retired, then you unretired because you're a narcissist because you can't handle that no one gives you attention like a little piece of
So,
crap.
so all this is the reason you're a fan of the Chiefs.
No, but I just want
Okay.
to hate on Brady for right now. And then you come back to football and then you wonder why your wife left you. You chose football over family.
Yeah.
Guy, you would Tom Brady will never hear this. This is something he'll never hear. Maybe in the next life I'll play it for him when I see
Tag
him.
him.
Tom, come here, Tom.
Tag him on Facebook. He'll hear it.
Before you get baptized, I want to show you a clip of something that I talked with. Anyways, and so like, do you really need to come back and play again? I know you like football. I know football, but you need to move on. And he came back to a 4-5 record right now. Not gonna make the playoff if they keep playing the way they play. He can't. He's terrible. And then you got people like Skip Bayless in the air that talks like he's like a god or something. He's watch tomorrow. He's gonna come in and he's gonna talk to. He's gonna debate and he's gonna say Tom Brady had a fourth quarter comeback. What a great game he had. He was terrible. He was there. Anyways, back to being the Chiefs fan. So Joe Montana. So Joe Montana got traded. That's when Steve Young came in and Steve Young took over. If you know Steve Young, he's actually part of our faith. He's an LDS. He actually got married to Nicole Temple. Was the first?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He was the first. It was the first couple to get married in Nicole Temple, I believe. But anyways, excuse me. And then so the Niners traded Joe Montana to the Chiefs. Why do I like Joe Montana? Well, first of all, I think he's the greatest. I think he's one of the best thrower of the football. He's they call him Joe Cool for a reason because under pressure, he's cool. You want to know a cool story about Joe Montana? There was one time where they were down in the Super Bowl and they were at I think the 17-yard line and they had to march basically almost 80 something yards to get a touchdown, and it was in the Super Bowl and with like a minute and something left. And he get in the huddle and he look, hey, it's that, and he pointed to the other side of the end zone, and he named a comedian. I don't know who the name of the comedian is. Isn't that what's his name? Okay, well, let's go say hi to him. So they marched down and they scored a touchdown with him. So they call him Joe because he's under pressure. And he also I also sent him. This is another side note. This is off the topic, but it's okay. It's my podcast. I one time decided to I got this book where they have like the all celebrity addresses, and somehow I got a hold of Joe Montana address. I sent him two football cards of his, just for the heck of it. A kid. I don't know. They're not gonna get. I sent it about like 6 months or maybe around that time. I got a letter from his wife.
What?
Yeah, his wife. And it was the two card I
Listen,
sent.
kid, don't write back. Just kidding.
No, it was a two card that I sent, and he signed it.
No way.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, that is cool, man.
Yeah, I have it. I have the letter, and I have it. The envelope, and I have the card here still. And
another reason to like Joe Montana.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would have liked him. So he got traded to the Chiefs, and ever since then, I've been a Chiefs fan. Now, people out there. Everybody are like, oh, you don't like the Chiefs. You only like the Chiefs recently because they've been going to the Super Bowl. Like, folks, I can name you all the quarterbacks that played for the Chiefs before Patrick Mahomes. So please don't give me that crap. You got Elvis Grbac, you got Steve Bono, you got Rich Gannon, you got Matt Castle. Anybody else? Trent Green. Anybody? Come on, folks. I'm not just your typical bandwagon fan. I've been the fan for the Kansas City for a long time. So that being said, Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. And why? It's because he has less to work with, and he has to be spectacular for them to win. Don't give me Josh Allen. Josh Allen cannot be the MVP because you know why? Because his team is stacked. He has the defense. The Patrick Mahomes does not have a defense, and so therefore Patrick Mahomes should be the MVP. Okay, that's it. Let's get back to the movies.
Yeah, good little side rant about sports and football.
So there you go. I'm gonna break down the segment. We're gonna talk about bike versus golf, which is more expensive. Why I'm a Chiefs fan and why Patrick Mahomes MVP. There you go, folks. Let's get into what we really here for, and that is Andor episode 9. It is my favorite.
So good.
It's my favorite, and it's because it gave us a glimpse of what the Nazi is like. This is why George Lucas made the Empire, as he quote in the book. What's that book that I read called?
It's how Star Wars conquered the universe.
Star Wars conquered the universe. It's because he modeled the Empire through the Nazi, and so therefore you get the Nazi reference.
This portrays it so well.
It was creepy. It was like I was pissed. I was like, how do you get away with it? And man, I feel bad for those people who the girl that got tortured. Yeah, and that too. Yeah. My favorite line, and I know this shows you why this show is so good and why they made the Empire so evil and so like kind of creepy and scary, is when she walked out of the room and she told him, keep her alive, we need her, she's the connection to X, and don't let her die. Walked out, and that guy said, well, what about that guy that we tortured earlier? What do you want me to do with him?
I want her to see him.
No. That's after that part.
Was that after?
Yeah. Okay. He walks out and he said, what do you want me to do with him? I don't care what you do with him. Well, I like to hang him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Holy crap. I'm like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that character, that lieutenant, that blonde lieutenant. Yeah, she took that character is in a way different place than I expected that character.
Me too.
I thought she was going to get disenchanted with the Empire and have her own rebellion. But yeah, she is like all in, like totally evil, like so evil.
I can't wait till she get tortured. I think it's gonna come around where she's gonna somehow be in that seat, and the girl's gonna be in her position.
Yeah,
and so I thought, I remember we talked about the first episode. I was like, oh, she's gonna turn good, because the way they made her, like it's gonna be like the way they made her character in the first 3 episodes. I'm like, yeah, she's not gonna like the Empire, and all of a sudden, like they, like what, like dang, she's ruthless, and then
ruthless.
And then there's something's gonna be happening between her and that other guy that was stalking her.
You think there's gonna be? You think something's gonna develop there?
Yeah, you can tell, because
I mean they're making it seem that way for sure.
Especially when after they met, he grabbed her and like, I could have you hang or whatever. Then she walked in her office and she's like flustered. Like if you notice, like I think there's something's gonna happen between them, or they're gonna play ball, or I have a feeling, and I know this is not how, I don't know if the plot's gonna go that way, but maybe he's gonna use him to be like a spy.
That's what I would think. This character is more like she's so flustered by what just happened. She didn't expect it, right?
Yeah.
So she's gonna either use him or turn on him at some point.
Yeah.
If something like romantic doesn't develop.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like man, like this. Those two characters are so dead set on finding Andor at this point. I wonder if at some point they're gonna flip.
If they do, it wouldn't surprise me. But if they don't, it wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah,
just because the way they written the character. So we jump right into it. So what's going on now is Cassio is still in prison, and he's actually kind of like playing the system. Excuse me. He's doing everything he's supposed to, but at the same time, he's plotting something to be able to try to escape. He's working with people, and at this time, he's trying to he's asking Andy Serkis' character like how many guards there. So he's trying to get him to come to his side and try to help. But then all of a sudden, it worked because there's an event that happened in this episode where it doesn't show, but you know what you kind of get a glimpse of how evil that place is.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way you're getting out. That is just a
Yeah.
lie. We know that for a fact. In fact, when they were all going back or were ready to go on a shift, or maybe going after the shift, I don't know which one it was. And then the
Yeah, I
whole
can't remember.
remember that part when they were standing and they had this and the lights went out, the power went
Mhm.
out. Well,
Yeah.
what happened?
They they killed an entire floor of
Floor
prisoners. An entire floor. So what, seven
level two.
levels, right? In this?
Yeah,
All
level
of level
two
2.
done.
So which is what? So 7 floors, 7 rooms, right? Is that right?
Yep,
And 7 men per table. So 49 people in each room times 7
yep,
on an entire floor.
dead. And so you know that there is a flaw in this building is that if you're going to try to kill the entire floor, there
There's
has
going
to
to
be
be
a
a power surge.
power surge that's going towards that. And so that might come back and say, this is how great this show is. The writing, it doesn't even have to explain to us. Oh, like they kept asking, what's going on? What happened? You don't get this, like people say, oh, so this is what happened. 100 people so died. They got electrocuted. No, you just got a glimpse of what happened by the power surge, and you kind of get a glimpse of like certain maybe dialogue that kicks in. You're like you and you kind of
Yeah.
like get it. You're like, and the facial expression on these people. Remember when that old guy fell down, he died. I feel
Mhm.
bad for that guy. And
Yeah.
that doctor came. There's not a lot of dialogue. You just know something bad happened,
Yeah.
and they figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't until that point that they did a good job with the writing to make it just rumor, right?
Yeah.
Like, who it was Andy Serkis who's like, how many hand gestures until it
Oh
gets here?
yeah.
You don't know what they're saying. You have no idea.
Yeah.
We don't know what's happening until we do. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until the end of the episode that
He
it's confirmed and he's on board.
and he know now. He knows that like I'm not getting out of this. I need to
Yeah.
help Andor. And it doesn't need to take two scenes to explain. It doesn't need to take the entire episode to explain what's going on. It took a facial expression, a power surge, and just a couple of dialogue of what's
Mhm.
going on. And you get the audience. It's not. This is why I think the show is so great. Is they don't treat us like a excuse my language like a dumbass, but and have to explain everything to us. They're just like the audience will understand. They will get it. And even if they don't, they'll rewatch it and they'll figure it out. They're
Yeah.
trusting us to be able to understand what the plot is and what's going on in this plot. And so I thought it was this is why we get a glimpse of what the rebel we've already know the good guys how they're
Mhm.
doing. And so I love the show because we get to understand how the empire how they are and how
And how
they
evil
operate
they are
and how evil
too.
they are. Because in the movies you kind of like have to accept, oh, these guys just evil because
Yeah.
they're going against the Jedi.
Right.
But you don't get that grittiness, that like under like
You don't
like
see how the
grounded.
everyday person
Yes.
is affected by it.
And this shows how these innocent people can actually be affected by it, like you said. And so you get the glimpse of now when I was watching Empire this past weekend, or maybe it was the other weekend. Either way, but I watch it in a different eye. Now
Mm.
I'm watching it like these scumbag, like literally say these guys are evil. And because of this show, I watched that movie differently, and I love this episode. I love the show. I still don't put it out. I'm a House of Dragon, but I still
House
love
of
this
Dragon's still
show.
better, huh?
Oh my, it's just so good. It's just dragons. You have dragons. I mean, shoot, I can't wait for season 2. There's
Oh,
gonna be
there
a
are
big.
dragons in House of Dragon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
plenty.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Cool.
You need to watch it. Anyways, tell me some of your thoughts about this episode. I know we've been just
Is
kind of
this the
like
one
summarizing.
that? Yeah. Is this the one that we find out Vel is Mon Mothma's sister? Is that or
No,
cousin?
cousin. This is the one.
Cousin. This is the episode that
Yeah,
we get that reveal. That was an interesting twist.
I
I mean,
didn't
not
mind it.
something that I
I
really
thought it was
no,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was just not. It was just unexpected
yeah.
that. And she's like, "What do you need me to do? Be a spoiled rich girl."
I love that line. That's fun. And the show doesn't get enough credit, but it creates the tension very well. There's
Mhm.
tension in scene, and you're like, you're
Yeah.
anticipating what's gonna happen next all the time, and so
Yeah. Um, yeah, what are some of my thoughts? Yeah, I've just kind of been summarizing, but I feel like it's written, like you said, they don't expect us to, they don't, we're not expecting an explanation, and the writers don't expect us to want an explanation,
yeah,
if that makes sense.
I know, no, I get what you
Um,
mean.
so it's kind of like what you said. They don't think we're stupid. They ex- they expect us to do some thinking in this. So yeah, I guess my thoughts are, if you're gonna watch it, just watch it with the mind to as like a puzzle solving mind, right? Like there are pieces that are, they're not going to be given to you, that you kind of get to put together, and that's what makes this show so entertaining, is you get to make these pieces and make these connections. And then you get to make assumptions about what this means or what this line of dialogue has reference to, rather than them saying that, oh, a credit is equal to this many dollars in the real world, something like that, right? That'd be way too much, which they don't do, which I think is great. They're not explaining gravity to us.
Not yet.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's really good. It's so good. Just use the force to conjure a Dr. Pepper.
Yes, I
That's
did.
fantastic.
The force is called my wife.
That's good work.
Thanks, babe. Sorry, dude. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's good. It's all good. I don't know. It's good. I haven't seen the House of Dragons, so I don't have anything to compare it to. If I can compare it to anything else, like there's really nothing to compare it to.
Like I said, it's A1, 1A and 1B. That's what it is. House of Dragon is just, I show my wife one scene. I think I talked about this, and the dragon pops out of the like killing everybody. And I'm like, you don't get excited for that. You don't have a soul. Just kidding. No, it's so good. It's so good. But the book is the one thing that I do. I know we're talking about Andor, but the book, there are differences that they change in the book, and I'm okay with it. I mean, if you read the book, you understand what I'm talking about. And so I just think this show, the way it's written, it's just like to say, it's like it's it's just more an adult. I mean, it is adult because there's cussing and all that stuff in it, but like just like Andor is more for adults. This is not
Mhm.
for a kid,
Yeah.
for a kid to watch. There's no way I'm letting if I'm gonna introduce something to Star Wars, I'm gonna introduce the original first
Yeah.
before I showed my kids this dark, because this is dark. And this
I
is
felt that way about Obi-Wan Kenobi too. That third episode when Darth Vader's snapping necks with the Force. I was
oh
like, I don't think I'm gonna let my kids watch this. So,
that was my favorite episode. It
oh, here
showed
I did have another thought about this episode.
okay.
I was this one and the last one. I was like, this is like a way better version of Prison Break. If you ever watched that
Yes,
series, this
yes,
is like Prison Break but good.
yeah. Well, Prison Break has its
The
moments.
first
First
season was
two,
good.
first two
First two
season was
seasons,
okay. Yeah,
and then there was the writer's strike during it, and then they
yeah.
just couldn't get back on it.
No,
So
because they lost the momentum.
yeah, yeah. But this is like a better version of Prison Break.
One thing I don't think I have any issue with this. I haven't had a lot of issue with this. I am curious of what's going on with what they're gonna do. That girl that's camping there to watch if Cassian will come back. I wonder what I think she's gonna play a role in rescuing that. I don't know her name. What's her name?
Which girl?
The girls that got tortured. What's her name?
Oh, Bix.
Bix. I remember that girl, the Indian girl. I think she's Indian. I
Vel's
don't know.
girl.
Yeah, yeah. You know
Yeah,
how she's staying back, and she's basically she's spying on these people in
yeah,
their hometown. I have a feeling that she's gonna end up rescuing Bix from that place, and then they're gonna go find Cassio because I don't think Cassio will go back there. There's
yeah. I
no
don't
point for him.
know.
I mean,
He already went back.
well, he'll go back again for his mom
You think
or
so?
his
Again
stepmom.
for his mom,
Yeah, I don't see why not.
adopted mom.
Yeah, adopted mom, whatever you want to call it. And so, and I thought she was gonna die already, but she's still alive. So I guess she's gonna have a role to play. I'm curious. We got 3 episodes left.
This is a longer running series, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's 12 episode
Are
total
they
for
doing
a
a
season.
second season or no?
They are. It's
Oh,
confirmed.
okay.
And according to Tony Gilroy, they're going to one of the planet that they talked about. What is the planet called? It's a
Like
huge,
one that's well known in Star
yeah,
Wars.
yeah. Here, let me find out.
Um,
Where'd it
it's
go?
gonna be. Take a guess here.
Take a guess.
Um, it's gonna be one that's not like Outer Rim, right?
It's
Probably
gonna
not gonna
be
be
it's
Tatooine.
it's gonna
Better not
be
go
a
back to Tatooine.
no one does. Why the hell we keep going back to Tatooine? I just don't get it. There's nothing there. Or Jakku. Like, there's no point in going there.
There's spice. It's the spice.
The planet is start with the Y.
Yavin.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We're going to
That
Yavin.
makes sense.
So where's Yavin? Let's tell.
So yeah, Yavin is where the rebel base is. The big rebel base is.
Yes.
So in A New Hope, that's the base that the Death Star is trying to destroy, and then they get blown up before they can.
Yep. And so we're gonna. Yeah. What movie was that in? It was in
A New Hope.
New Hope. Yeah, it was New Hope.
This is the first one.
First one. I think that's a great way to go. I'm glad it didn't say Tatooine.
Yeah, that would be a good way to tie it in too to Rogue One.
Rogue One, and so we'll get that, and we'll probably get by the end of this. I'm guessing by the end of this series, I can't say the dang name. Mothma will finally be like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, she's gonna leave her position as a senator,
because no one's listening to her, anyways.
Yeah,
you see that scene?
Oh yeah.
I felt bad for her. I was like, dude, man, at least listen to the girl.
But there then people leaving.
Yeah, but then I get it. Like we watch, that when the house or when the president gives his annual speech.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The State of the Union.
State of the Union. No one claps for him, or no one stands up for him. It's the same type of thing. There's just, or say like the Parliament, like in England, like if you watch them, they yell. That's how they do it. They yell for no reason. It's just like, shut up. Anyways, folks,
it's politics, right?
Anything else you want to talk about this episode? I thought it was incredible,
fantastic, one of the best ones.
I think it is my favorite one. I don't know. Not episode. Which one should we as you can hear, that's the cracking of the eggs going on in the background right now, folks.
I can't hear it. Your mic is it's doing its job.
There you go.
Can't hear it.
I'm getting a 4-course meal at this moment at 9:30.
9 o'clock at night. Man, you better.
My wife is making a sandwich. Does anybody want one? Please call. No, just kidding. So I love this episode. I think this is my favorite episode. It's just because it flushed out how evil we kind of get it, but now it's like that line, I would like to hang him. I'm like, what?
Yeah. She didn't bat an eye. Okay.
So, go for it. Like, oh, geez. All right. Well, we'll go there. And so let us know what you think. Do you agree with me? This is the best episode. Do you like the episode? What's your thoughts on this series so far? Like, I mean, for those who have seen House of Dragon, would you agree that this is second to that? Or maybe you would like this better? I don't know. Let me know. Let us know what your thoughts are. Comment down below, and we'll read it, and we'll let you know what if we agree with you or not. So can I review a movie before we go?
Yeah.
A quick one. So I got to see for the second time Barbarian. I think that's how you call it.
Barbarian?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, right?
I think so.
It's a horror movie. I'm not good with English. Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Barbarian. And this has Georgina Campbell as she's the one, and then Bill Skarsgård in it. You got Justin Long. You have that's it.
This one looked creepy.
It's very creepy. So the way it's shot is really good. I'm not giving it away. I'm not going to do spoiler, but the way the plot is and the way the tension works, and as one scene gives you that tension, it cuts and it goes to another scene where it gives you an explanation of what happened before that event happens. Does that make sense? It's like it's like a flashback. And
Okay.
but
So it's
it's
non-linear
no, it's
storytelling.
not.
Is that
But it's
okay?
but the way it did it, like you get this darkness, like the dark tone and the scary tone, like something's gonna jump out at you. And once something does, it cuts and then it brings out a different scene and is bright, is beautiful. It gives you like you know when you watch something really dark. And then you got okay, I gotta get this dark feeling out of me, and then so that I can what do they call those uh when you cleanse your palate, what do they call it?
Cleanse your palate. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And so you get this scene and it's bright and beautiful, but it's still evil. It
Huh.
follows a guy why this house the way it is. And so it's about this girl who she's getting a new job, and she went to Detroit and she got an Airbnb. But this
Oh, it was
Airbnb,
double booked.
yeah, it
That's
was
right.
double
I saw the
booked,
trailer.
and
Yeah.
it had Bill Skarsgård character in there. But here's the thing though, in this movie, how do I say this without giving it? The way it's shot, so you have two characters, Bill Skarsgård. What's his name in the thing? I should be more prepared, but I'm not. This is okay. His name is Keith. So she goes and it's raining. She goes in the house and he's there and he's like, "What are you talking about? I'm renting this place." Well, it's been double booked. I was like, okay, well, he's nice enough. And then you get but they present his character this like a creepy, like kind of like you can't trust this guy.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Then they cut, and Justin's Long character comes into the movie. He comes into play, and he's an actor who's been accused of sexual assault a girl in a movie set. And now he's going to be canceled, and he's going through all this, and he has to get more money to file a lawsuit. So he's liquidating his house in Detroit, which is the same house that these two are staying in.
Okay.
And
Okay.
but I'm not going to give you what happened. But I love this movie so much, and it gives you a different perspective on how people look at people. You look at Justin Long, his shots and the way he's presented in this movie is like bright, colorful, like a happy feeling kind of a thing. But he has a dark side, and that is the sexual allegation that hit him. But it turns out as the movie goes on, who's really the good guy and who's really the bad guy. And they presented Keith as his creepy, can't trust him, and he's trying to break the wall between her and Tess, who is the girl,
Mm.
who's the girl. And he's kind of like creepy, like, oh, let's drink this wine, let's unwind and do this. And it's like typical like slasher movie. Like you think he's the killer.
Okay.
They present him as that type.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm spoiling it now. But
So is it a slasher? Yeah, you kind of giving it away.
yeah,
But it's not
okay.
Keith.
It's not Keith. And Justin, they present him this happy guy, this bright, kind of like happy
AJ
place.
is the character's name.
Yeah, AJ. And you think, oh, he's gonna be the good guy. And there's one point in the movie you're like, oh, is he gonna be the good guy? You think he would, but then another scene comes in, and you're like, this guy is evil. So I love how they present the two characters in a different perspective, but yet the conclusion of their of the character are different than what we would think. You would think Keith would be that guy. When I'm watching this, like, oh, this movie's dumb because
You thought it was going to be predictable.
because it's very predictable. Like, he's the killer. Like, why are you? But something happened to him that I don't want to give away. But
Okay.
But then they switched it, and this Justin is something happened to him too. That's way like crappy, dude. Is like the way he died.
So
is
this a slasher film?
No.
It's not supernatural.
It's not supernatural. It's
Okay.
It's a very creepy movie. I don't. That's all I'm gonna give away. I just want to talk about those two characters because it stood out to me how the director presented them in a different light, but the conclusion is different than what we would think would be. And I love
Okay.
that because I
Yeah,
love
that's cool.
surprises. Because for me, like my wife hates watching movies with me. She says because I don't
predict it all.
well, because I don't watch it in the lens of like just enjoy the movie. I
Right.
do enjoy the movie, folks. I do. I just like to know what the writer is trying to express their view, and for this director to let me see two different character in a different light but different conclusion was brilliant. Brilliant. The pacing is great. Everything about this movie I love. I think it's might be my top 5.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Okay.
there's some part you're like, it's very creepy, but then I can't give it away. I cannot give it
All
away.
right.
It's
I'll
gonna
have to
lie.
check it out.
It's good.
I'll have to
It's
check it out.
not as scary as people think. It's not that scary. It's people make it seem like it's like, oh, it's like it's not. I've seen
Okay.
worse. I've seen worse. Okay. Was Hereditary. That movie changed my life because it with me. It was that bad. Anyways, go
Okay.
check Barbarian out. If I would give this, I would recommend this for adults, of course. Kids can watch this. I give this 8 out of 10.
Wow, that good, huh? Okay.
There is a couple things that I thought that they need to include in there. Um, there were certain things that a certain person did, but it never really like come back to it, and you're like, oh, okay,
Oh,
this kind
okay.
of a throwaway. But I don't want to give that away either. So I give this movie 8 out of 10. People go check it out. Barbarian is very good. It's my second time watching it because I liked it that much, and I thought it was worth reviewing. And so
You watched it twice in theaters?
I watched it one in theater and then one on HBO
HBO.
Max.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just so good. It's one of those film. Like I like these film. There's another film right now that I want to watch with Colin Farrell and I don't know what it's called. It's an Irish film. Um, anyways, in theater, and it's I like films that surprise me. That you're like, oh wow, I didn't think that was gonna be. The next film I want to watch is it's about two friends. This is in Ireland or in Scotland, whatever you want to call it. And one of them decided
I
they
mean,
don't
those
want
are
to be.
two different places.
I do. Same origin. Same origin.
Okay.
Anyways, but it's about two best friends, and one of them doesn't want to be a friend anymore. And that's the premise of the movie. And it's getting great reviews right now on Rotten Tomato on every critics. And so, but anyways, go check it out, Barbarian. I recommend it. It is so good. It is so good.
Trying
Is
to
there any movie?
find the name of this movie that you
It's Colin.
with
It's
Colin
Colin.
Farrell.
Yeah.
So I see 2022, 13 Lives, The Banshees of
Yes, right there.
Sharon.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
13 Lives is good too. I've seen it.
I haven't seen it.
It's gonna come out in theaters for Oscar contention. It
13
came out.
Lives is okay.
Yeah, it came out a long time ago on Prime, but they're releasing it in theater to qualify for an Oscar. What's it called? Nominees, and so.
Okay.
But the other one, that's the one. I want to see that one.
The Banshees of I can't. How do you say this name? Sharon.
I guess I don't know.
Sharon. That's what it looks like. The Banshees of Sharon. Okay.
Yeah. So that's
it's
the
a
one.
Comedy drama. It's a dramedy, according
Basically,
to IMDb.
and so.
Okay.
So go check out Barbarian 8 out of 10. I recommend you watch. I think you enjoy it. Have you seen any movies lately?
I saw it. It's not. It's a little bit older. My wife wanted to watch a scary movie for Halloween, but she didn't want to watch anything like Supernatural. But so we watched something called Crimson Peak with Tom Hiddleston, Jessica Chastain, and I forget the main character who portrays that. She's blonde. She was in the live action Alice in Wonderland. She was the main actress in that one. Anyway,
it's Mia something.
Yeah, that's Mia
here. Mia Wasikowska. Yeah.
Yep. So it was kind of disturbing. So basically, it's how do you sum up the movie without giving away the whole movie?
Oh, don't, because okay, it's directed by Guillermo del Toro.
That's right. Yes, that's right. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to watch it.
One of my favorite directors. I do think this was one of his weak movie, though.
No, I would agree with you. So you know what? Okay. So basically, what happens is this girl Mia, whatever her name is, her character she gets a ghostly visit from her mom, gives her a warning, beware of Crimson Peak, and then she comes back as she starts dating Tom Hiddleston's character, beware of Crimson Peak, and she kind of ignores it, and she gets enamored with this dude who's just trying to get an investment for his machine contraption to mine some ore on his property, which is, I think, in England. She's in America. He's in England. So they get married, they move, and weird stuff starts happening. And the relationship between Tom Hiddleston and his sister Jessica Chastain, turns out to be really weird. I'm just going to give it away. They're brother and sister, but they are incestual. So it turns
Oh,
out that,
they're Targaryens.
yeah, that's a House of Dragon reference, right? Is that
Game of Thrones and House
Game
of
of Thrones
Dragon.
reference? So yeah, they engage in incest, and so they make a habit or this pattern of marrying. Tom Hiddleston marries a woman who's rich and comes from money. They take their money and they kill her. But because she has some supernatural insight, she's able to
See,
fend him off.
one thing about that movie that I never understood, they never really explain why she has uh the supernatural thing.
Yeah, that's never explained.
So I want to ask you, do you just expect expect us, the audience, to just
expect us to accept it as
accept
part of
it?
her character.
I mean, he never set it up where like, okay, so like for instance, like Paranormal Activity. You ever seen that one? The first
I
one?
haven't seen that one.
Oh my gosh, you never seen it.
Uh-uh.
Well, explain why they're getting paranormal activity in their house. It's because it's connected to her. And as the movie goes in, as the movie keeps going, it gives you little clues why. Well, in this one,
yeah, this one they didn't, not at all.
She has a ghost.
Yeah.
Follow her.
Yep. And then ghosts. Oh yeah, ghosts of the people that these people killed start showing up and giving her warnings and whatnot. So it's weird. It's a weird movie. Some plot points that just don't make sense, like you said. Like they never explain that.
The acting is great. I think the acting was fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so
it was fine.
I do think that was one of his weak film.
I think like the disturbing thing isn't that she gets ghostly visits or that these people are murdered. The most disturbing thing is Jessica Chastain's character. She's insane, and she basically seduces her brother who's 2 years younger than her and gets him in on this plot. So that's the most disturbing thing about the movie. If I were to rate it, I would probably give it a 6 out of 10.
Nice.
It wasn't extremely enjoyable, and the pacing wasn't great. The narration, I wasn't a fan of how they main character narrated the film. So yeah, it was, like you said, one of his weaker films.
Yeah, I do agree.
I can't remember what year it was. What, 2015, something like that?
I think
I'd never seen it before. So yeah, we tried something new, and we were kind of disappointed.
Man, you guys should have watched the The
Barbarian.
Witch. Oh, Barbarian.
The Witch.
The Witch. And so,
yeah, I've never seen The Witch.
Yeah, The Witch is so good. So, The Witch and Hereditary, and it's the guy.
So there's the thing. Like, my wife is not really into supernatural stuff.
Neither am I.
So like, if it's demonic or anything like that, she won't even give it a chance, which is fine. That's her line. I'll do it. Like, I'll watch The Conjuring and all that, but she won't.
The first one was the best one, Conjuring. The first one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by far.
That scared the crap out of me. Anyway, Crimson Tide, you have
Crimson Peak.
You've been listening to a segment called Looking Back.
That was our looking back for the week.
For the week. There you go. Folks, let us know if you've seen Crimson Tide. I know,
Crimson Peak.
Oh, Crimson Peak.
I think Crimson Tide's a different movie. That's a war movie, isn't it?
That's a war movie, yeah. Crimson Peak. It is one of my in my opinion, one of Guillermo del Toro's weak movie of his filmography. And so, but anyways, let us know what you think of Crimson Peak. Did you like it? Have you seen it, or have you revisited it? And if you haven't, go check it out. Dave just gave us a little bit of looking back on that movie. And so, anyway, folks, I think we're gonna close it here. We want to thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Movie Nerds. Please remember to also subscribe to our other podcast, which is The Simple Man's Gospel, where we won't be talking about evil and well, we are, but
maybe we will, but
not in that sense, not in this context. And so, let us next week we'll come back with episode 10 of Andor. There isn't really a lot of show going on right now. I think it's dead since the House of Dragon's gone. The Rings of Power was very disappointing. It's gone.
It's interesting. I don't want to bring it back to a long discussion, but is this like a time of the year that it's pretty typical for there to be a lull in new releases, like right before the holiday season. Then right at the holiday season is when they start releasing movies. But
I'm
there's
not
stuff coming out like Wakanda Forever is coming out this weekend, right?
well. This is my favorite time of the year. Is it because all the movies that are trying to fight for the Oscars comes out.
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
So I don't think there's a
Okay.
lot of show, and I don't think people are. I mean, Disney has Andor going, but it's 3 more episodes, and so. But
Yeah.
other than that, I don't see anything else coming out, and for a while. I think the next show supposed to come out. What is the next Disney? I gotta go look that up. But
Yeah, I'd have to look it
yeah,
up.
so just bear us. We'll have some more content, but as of right now, I would check out Andor. It is one of the best show out there. I've been watching Yellowstone. That's really good
I've heard
too.
that's pretty good too.
That's the basically Godfather in boots
In
in
Wyoming.
in Wyoming, basically. And go check out Barbarian. You're gonna you. I promise, it's so good. It is so good. And pay attention to those two characters and tell me if you agree with me. I thought it very interesting how the director did that. So, but anyways, folks, until next time, be kind.